U.S. President-elect Joe Biden has pledged to unite the nation and bring to an end what he describes as an era of demonization. Biden, who emerged victorious from a deeply divisive election, said it was time to unite and not divide the United States, grounding his victory speech on healing the nation. Even as the current occupant of the White House, President Donald Trump, showed no interest or indication of conceding. Our very own Sam Ogine reports on Biden's victory speech and transition plans.
He jogged to the world stage quite literally, poised as the 46th U.S. President. Joe Biden took cognizance of the bruising campaign and the net effect it had in deeply dividing the nation. In his victory speech, Biden pledged to heal the nation, saying it was no longer time for the red and blue states, but rather for the United States.
We have to stop treating our opponents as our enemies. They are not our enemies. They are Americans. They're Americans. The Bible tells us to everything there is a season, a time to build, a time to reap and a time to sow, and a time to heal. This is the time to heal in America.
Biden's victory in the battleground state of Pennsylvania put him over the threshold of 270 electoral college votes, which he needed to clinch the presidency, ending 4 days of nail-biting suspense and sending his supporters into the streets of major cities in celebration. The current occupant of the White House, Donald Trump, has showed no indication that he plans to concede to his rival.
Our work begins with getting COVID under control. We cannot repair the economy, restore our vitality, or relish life's most precious moments, hugging our grandchildren, our children, our birthdays, weddings, graduations, all the moments that matter most to us until we get it under control.
The Democrat pledged that as president, he would seek to unify the country and deploy science to battle the coronavirus pandemic, rebuild economic prosperity, secure health care for American families, and root out systemic racism. Without mentioning his Republican rival directly, Biden addressed the 70 million Americans who cast their ballots in support of Trump, some of whom took to the streets on Saturday to demonstrate against the results.
For all those of you who voted for President Trump, I understand the disappointment tonight. I've lost a couple times myself, but now let's give each other a chance.
The U.S. president-elect making a special recognition of how black voters carried him across the finish line, both in the primary and then again in the general election, by increasing turnout in key battleground states.
The African-American community stood up again for me. You always have my back, and I'll have yours.
While leaders have congratulated Biden for his election as the 46th American president, President Uhuru Kenyatta in his congratulatory message saying Americans have spoken loudly and clearly through their votes by picking a highly experienced, colorfully decorated and long-serving leader to become their next head of state. The president further underpinning the country's personal relations with the U.S. president-elect who has visited Kenya in the past. President Uhuru saying Biden's win presents a big and better platform for the two countries to collaborate more closely for the prosperity of the people of the two nations.